Hello, fellow human beings. In this video, you can watch me draw our little See You Money coin people on my iPad while listening to me talk about that process of creating them, and also talk about money and how it relates to following your passion or calling in life. So if this sounds interesting or intriguing to you, then let's just dive in. So let's start with how I developed the See You Money people, just because this is what you see me doing here in the video right now. I had the idea of making little coin people for our See You Money program early on. And as always, of course, I started with drawing with pen on paper. So I drew some of them, and I quite liked how they are neutral in gender and color, but yet they still allow us to relate to them. So that was something I liked, and on paper I just went on and tested a few more subtle nuances about them. So I must say I had already a pretty clear idea of how I thought they should look like from the start. And what I was testing here was just small stuff like how they would look like with the number 1 as a nose, or a regular nose, or wearing glasses, and in different poses, with and without eyes. And also on my iPad, I had been already testing drawing them as vector drawings in Affinity Designer. You can see me here that I've had already explored giving them some color, like these rainbow versions. But in this session, actually, I was now thinking of trying a gradient, which you will see me do in a second. But first, I'm redrawing one of them on a new artboard, and here you can actually see that they are vectors. Which is very nice, and I decided to do that for the See You Money people because it will make it easier for us in the future to scale them and use them with different colors or sizes and things like that. It makes it also easier in the drawing process to just copy and paste some of them. So yeah, I decided going for vectors in this program. Actually, I have done that differently in the past. Now, while you can see me you can see me testing the gradients and the line weights and the colors here. It took me quite a while to play around with that. I'm going to just start talking a little bit about that second thing I was saying, and that is about money. So the reason why I'm actually creating these little fellows in the first place is that there's going to be a course that we are offering over at Conscious You, which is called See You Money. To give a bit of context, I have an online coaching company called Conscious You that I run together with my dear friends Nadia and Olga. And we offer online courses for conscious change in individuals and organizations. Now, Nadia has been doing so-called money work with her coaching clients for many years now, and she learned this from her mentor, Peter Koenig, who developed money work. Money work is a way of looking at our relationship with money, and in particular, how it influences what we do in life, and how this relationship with money, or the story of money that we tell ourselves, it very much influences how we live our lives, and whether or not we follow our passion or our callings, or what you would like to call that. Well, if you think of it, each of us, like you and me, our parents, families, our society, we all have all kinds of stories around money that are very much ingrained in us. There's all kinds of sayings around money as well, like money makes the world go round. We might think that money is dirty, or we all might think that money is freedom. All kinds of ideas around money, and Peter Koenig and Nadia call these stories projections. And Peter has found that these projections around money usually don't just relate to money, but when you look at them closer, they actually show a very general outlook on life and also on oneself. They kind of are related to our self-worth and related to why or why not we think we can do things or should do things or should not do things. So by having Nadia as a friend, I've of course had the privilege to look into my own money stories together with her. And I can really say that there's a lot to look at there and to become aware of. I'm all about the creative process. I love to play creatively. I get really the most joy or sense of being alive when I play with pen and paper, when I follow ideas that I have. And by looking at my own money stories, I became aware of how strongly they influence whether I allow myself to play and follow my desire to work in this creative way without guarantees for an outcome. I realized that because I wasn't being hired or commissioned or paid to play, I didn't take it seriously, and I didn't give it a dedicated time and space in my life, and I didn't talk about it and share it, which is really ridiculous in a way, considering how happy it makes me and how much I feel alive when I am in this state of flow and play. I also genuinely think that this is what I am about and what I'm also kind of best at giving to other people. So I was thinking that it's crazy that I was almost waiting to have enough money, to earn enough money and save enough money so I could play. And when I became aware of that and worked a bit about it, and I'm still in the process of that, I started trying to break this link. So saying instead things like that I can play with or without money, that it's not linked in a way. I can use free time that I have and play and talk about it, even if nobody hired me to do that, and even if I don't have all the savings for the rest of my life on my bank account. So this is making a really big difference for me. So that's in a way my link that I'm making between money and living your creative life or your passion in life. Now, going back to the See You Money people, you can see me pulling up the See You Money webpage here on the iPad and putting pen and paper next to it. So what I'm doing there is I'm going through the different sections of the webpage and writing down a sort of to-do list of illustrations of the See You Money people that I want to make, and that is after I was kind of happy with the gradients and the look and feel of the first one that I created. So now I'm just working that list and going through them. I really think I'm going to speed up a little bit so you can just see how I'm creating the different illustrations that I put on that list here. Okay, so I jumped the video to a place where I had created the canvas or the artboard and already created one or maybe two of the See You Money people. And next you can see me creating the illustration for the section called or that deals with the fact that everything is influenced by money. So I played around with different versions, and in the end I settled on these arrows that float around the little money person with the different currencies pointing to and from the person. Everything is influenced by money. These were the ones I had created earlier, which is the section on the website on why should anyone participate. Now I'm looking at the next section, which is the SEO money experience, and here I ended up creating or drawing a little SEO money person who is digging into the ground, into their own money story, and bringing to the surface the different, how deep it goes with with money, and the different stories that that little fellow has around money. Now I'm ticking off things from the list and looking at what comes next, which is the benefits of participating. I kept it quite simple, and drew a little fellow with money on the one hand and a heart on the one hand, kind of symbolizing that you balance out your stories about money and your life, your love in life or for life that you have. So who is it for? This is actually the illustration I struggled with most. I had this idea that I wanted to create a bunch of little money people and have them have different haircuts and hats and things. That's also what I went with in the end, but somehow I struggled with the style of it, and maybe I would do it a little bit differently in the future, but it's okay the way it ended up. So next I made an illustration for the section on the philosophy behind SEO money. That's all about Peter Koenig, who I spoke about earlier. So I just decided to make this little Zen meditation-like enlightened money person, money coin person, and moved on to the times and dates. So this is just the little money person holding up a diary, a calendar, and a clock. And on the website, that's where you would see the times and dates of the program and the connected video conferences. The next section on the website is about the structure and the content of the CUI program. So I just decided to make a little path where the first money person starts, it's still gray, and then when it does the 5 modules, it's enlightened and happy in the end. Now there's a section about how we run our programs, and they're always a combination out of self-directed learning. So that would be this little money person looking at their computer and doing watching videos and doing self-reflection. And then the other part of our programs, that's why we're calling them blended learning programs, is always social learning. That's when participants actually talk to each other online or on the phone and reflect in guided buddy sessions on the things that they have learned, and by that kind of deepen their learning and create new insights. And of course, we also talk about the fee, the SEO money fee, which is an interesting one because we have a sliding scale, or actually we have a full fee, but then we also allow people to choose lower or higher rates if they feel inclined. And that is for us already the start of the new money story, where you look into you and your relationship to money. Okay, so there they are, all the CU Money people that we ended up putting on our CU Money website. And obviously you are very much invited to have a look at that page over there, we have some free webinars and recordings of those webinars where you can meet Peter Koenig and hear him speak about money. We also have a webinar with Rivka Halbershtadt where she speaks about the embodiment of money. So how do our stories around money live and sit in our bodies, and how can we use our bodies also to free us from the patterns that we have there. So yes, if you are interested in that topic, do hop over and have a look. I'm going to put the links in the description, and I hope to see you there or in the next video. See you. Bye bye.